And welcome to the next episode of how to create a TrackMania skin for TrackMania 2020 inside of Substance Painter. Yeah, today we are gonna take a look at how to create custom wheels and working or creating a normal map. And we're also gonna take a look on how to use generators, like a dirt generator or a rust generator. Alright, so let's get into it. We're gonna start off with the wheels, with the tires. So, we also have the illum layers for the wheels. They work as well right here. And we can see that we have the original textures down here. And something that you already see is that I actually placed the normal map on the height channel. This has a specific reason, which you will see later on as well. So, if we want to make a custom tire, I'm gonna deactivate this layer right here, and I'm just gonna make a new fill layer. And now you could actually use pre-created materials. So I have some here. For example, I downloaded from various websites. You can find them everywhere. Just search for substance materials. So I have, for example, an all-season tire or a wet off-road tire, zigzag grooves, trim sheet, or something like this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this on the tire. And you can already see that we have a normal map in here. I'm gonna switch to the view here as well to see what's going on, and I'm gonna rotate this so we get these lines in here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold down Shift and Control. I'm gonna scale this. Well, let's not scale it this way actually. We need to get the stretching out of here. So I'm gonna just move it a little bit like this, and now you can see you have the values right here for offset and stuff like this. So I'm just gonna put them. I'm gonna put this to -2. Gonna activate the height map here as well, for example. And gonna put this, let's see, do we have a offset somewhere, a line for a transition? No, we seem to be good. So now we have actually already created custom tires essentially, but of course they don't have the linings we want and stuff like this. So I'm just gonna keep the color, metal, and the roughness for now. You could also disable the metal or something if you want. I'm gonna create a new fill layer. Don't forget to make a folder. And give me a second right here. Gonna put this above our current layer. And I'm gonna deactivate color. I'm gonna deactivate essentially everything and just keep the height channel. So, what is the height? The height is actually a displacement channel. It's not quite the same like in normal map right here. But the thing is, with the template we are using here, the height channel gets converted into a normal map. So, if we're gonna check here, we have the N, which is normal open GL. And this is actually wrong. Okay, interesting. I gotta say, it's actually interesting that this is wrong now. It should be normal DirectX. So, and this is actually a converted map. With the height and the normal put together into one texture. Alright, so what we can do now is essentially we can use the slider, and you see there's nothing happening. But why? We will have to make a black mask. It's, you know, a fill layer, so it would have affected your layer and there wouldn't be any change. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add a black mask, and I'm now gonna add a level, not a level, a fill. And now we're gonna use the grayscale and search for a nice pattern, like this one, for example. Now we gotta invert this. White mask. Fill. Oh wait, we can just put a right click on it, invert mask. So now they should actually be somewhere. Question is where they are. Oh wait, this won't work. It's a texture, not an alpha. We need an alpha. We're gonna go. I'm gonna search for lines. Lines. And let's search for a good one. You could use this one, for example, just to showcase the thing. Now you can see there is something going on right here. And we go to the other side, you can see it. So I'm gonna move this, and I'm gonna scale it like we did before. I'm gonna do a -3 this time. I'm gonna stretch it out a little bit. You can see the normal map essentially, so it's still the height texture, but it looks like a normal. So, and the good thing about the fill layer is always we can change the amount at any time. So this would be to the inside, to the outside, to the inside, whatever you want, you know. So this is how you can make custom tires essentially. You can change the stripes here, for example, to something like this. And how about you turn it around a little bit, depending on what you want, of course. But you can see this is how you can essentially paint normals. You can also don't even use a fill, just the brush right here. And of course the texture alignment for the... oh wait, we could also just use the default brush right here and just get some lines in there, you know. So you can see the problem with the stretching. But the good thing is that you can see here you don't have any problems when it comes to seam painting. But as I said, I would prefer using a fill, and then in your probably in your alpha or in the procedural folder, you find a good fabric, diagonal fabric, whatever, some lines which add up together. Hexagon would be hexagons would be interesting, to be honest. Let's see if we find some interesting ones. Yeah, about these. I'm gonna put them here. You can see the result already. So let's scale it up so that it isn't stretched anymore. How about 5? And there you go, your custom tires. If you export them, they could not work. They work on mine. I did it the same way on my skin, but there seem to be some problems regarding the tires in normal maps. So you could paint these normal maps on any part of the car, but I'm not sure if they are working on skin or details. You gotta try out. So you could actually do something on the skin layer. That is how you can make custom tires. So if you wanna make some actual just simple lines, pretty easy to do. Just go to alignment UV, texture, make your thing a little bit harder. and just make your lines. This is how it works. Yeah, alright. I could just use, as I said, pre-created materials. Yeah. And just use these. Like this one, for example. Which is the wrong direction. Alright. And now with these pre-created materials, you can just, you know, add stuff, remove stuff. For example, how about some snow? That would be interesting. Get some snow in here. Let's remove the water. Can we actually remove the water? That will be interesting. Snowy tire. Yeah, we can remove the water. That's good to know. Now I have some snowy tires right here. How about some making a little bit more worn off? There's all stuff you can do with some pre-created full materials. Stripes wear. Let's remove the stripes. Somewhat. Tire impact. You can just play around with this. Alright. So let's take a look on how to use generators. Generators are usually used on masks. So I'm gonna create a new fill layer right here. I'm gonna set this one to some black, maybe. I'm gonna add a black mask to the upper layer, and you can see it's, you know, it's hidden. And hey, stop auto-saving. Alright, so if I go to the black mask, I can go to the magic tool, the magic tool, and add a generator. And in this generator I have some selections. You can even download even more generators on some wherever you find them. And there are some examples like dirt, dripping rust, fiberglass wear, metal edge wear, or even the UV border. And the UV border is one of the most common ones, as you can see. This has already been used by a lot of people who made a skin with substance. Essentially, it makes a border around every UV shell where it ends. This is how it works. Alright, so yeah, it's fully procedural. That's the glory of Substance Painter. Alright, let's check out some dirt, for example, right here. So we have some dirt, and the thing is, those generators would also use the mesh maps. So for creating mesh maps, you have to bake them. I probably showed them already, but you can bake them right here. World space, normals, we don't need this. Ambient occlusion, curvature. We could remove the curvature, also the thickness. I'm just gonna bake them here in a 1K resolution for this mesh set. Alright. So you're gonna add the dirt now. We can do some edge masking right here. And you can see it's essentially taking the mesh maps into account, which we baked already, and yeah, so this is how it works. It's pretty good. Alright, okay, curvature is like the last thing that, another thing that it would take into account, so you can just go in here and bake it again. Easy peasy. There we go. Alright, so now we have also the curvature, and you can see, yeah, an even better result. It goes into the gaps in between here, goes into this. Oh, you can really do cool stuff with the generators. We're gonna just remove some edge masking right here. Let's try planar. Just try a planar. Blinding contrast. Alright. So you can play around with the sliders and do some stuff, and then you can change the color at any time, you know. Have some dirt there, have some dirt here, change the roughness for it, make it glossy at those parts, something like this, make it metallic, whatever you want. Could even change the height. You can see what happens then. It looks a little bit like blood. I don't know. So you could do a lot of cool stuff with this. And yeah, just swap them out, whatever you want. Do some rust, for example. Of course, for rust you would go with a different color. Something that's more rust colored. And probably also deactivate the height and do some roughness change. You have some rust here, for example. I personally would add a filter to this and say, yeah, I'm gonna wanna drop shadow. I'm gonna make the drop shadow white, and let's go with this. Whatever. This doesn't work like this. My bad. But you can duplicate this and just the lower layer, make it brighter. So you have the outlines of the rust, for example, right here. And then, yeah, you have your rusty car skin. Alright. So that's it for today's tutorial. I hope you liked it. I talked a lot about tires, of course. And in the description you will find 2 links where you can download custom material, 3 links where you can download custom materials for Substance. And maybe you find something on there that helps you. Otherwise, just use alphas and procedurals to create the tire lines, for example. Alright. See ya in the next time. What? See ya in the next time? No. See ya in the next video. Bye bye.